Coffee with Crime and Sugar by Shakespeare on AO3. Episode 2, Chapter 1. It's not very long until Izuku sees him again. He's about to head to his crummy job, reluctantly, but not going to be a waste, even if he can barely stand it. When he sees a head of wild violet hair in the cafe, his neighbor obviously doesn't take notice, typing away at the laptop in front of him. His back is to Izuku, so his expression can't be seen, but his posture has him hunching over. Definitely not good for the back, as his fingertips clack along the keyboard. Izuku can't help but think of what he heard the last time he was in the cafe, even if it seemed completely out of there. What could it be that he was so intent on not letting anyone see? From where Izuku is by the stairs, he can't see what's on the screen, and even if he could, it's obscured by the person in front of it. It shouldn't plague Izuku's mind as much as it does, and it also doesn't help that he has a habit of meddling, not usually in a person, however. He does not want to meddle into the life of his good-looking, mysterious, intriguing neighbor. Said neighbor takes that moment to sit up a little straighter, rolling his shoulders to get the tension out from them, and Izuku stares for way too long, gulping. He hasn't even started his jog to work yet, and his heart is starting to do a quick ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum against his ribs as his face starts to feel warm, as if he's gotten a runner's high. He needs to leave, and that's exactly what he does. Out the door and into the city. Or rather, to his crummier paper-pushing job that he could probably give less than a shit about. In time, patience is a virtue, after all. He'll have a mindless shift, then pick up some groceries for dinner tonight. He's thinking curry. Maybe he'll even pick out some fruit for dessert. And sugar, so he doesn't have to go any doors to become a stuttering mess when intimidating, handsome, strangers open up. He doesn't know how the universe could look at him and decide that everything, even grocery shopping, has to be stressful for him. Izuku's bottom lip throbs, the splitting on it stinging. Even when the blood has clotted and become thick, his eyes are misty, but it's more from exhaustion than anything else. He's so tired. Doesn't even have a single day's worth of not having to deal with anything? Well, he's got his groceries at least, at the expense of getting clipped, punched, not indeed, on the mouth with the edge of a clipboard. It's fine, even if he forgot to get sugar. Well, something tells him he'll be holding off baking until he could get some, and he's for sure not going to ask again. His heart needs to calm down a little. Maybe he can make do with what he has, though. Oh, who is he kidding? Baking without sugar? Maybe if he wants things to come out bland, he needs to get a new stressor cubby hobby. The buzzing from his cheap fluorescent lights in the elevator makes his already annoying headache worse as he rides up the floor. He was looking forward to making dinner tonight. Maybe putting on music while he cooked? He doesn't really think he has the energy to even make a messy cup of instant noodles now. He's debating on whether he wants to sleep or eat first as the elevator door opens up. He can't really decide, both because thinking is too hard at the moment and he's too busy walking face first into someone right upon stepping out on the door. His lip stings even more from colliding with the fabric of the shirt from the person he'd walked straight into, and his tired frustration nearly makes one of his eyes twitch because he does not want to interact with anyone right now. Izuku will try to keep things civil. He absolutely cannot handle someone angry and yelling at him again, with an apology for his clumsiness and not paying attention, all in hopes that he was able to escape his apartment sooner. He glances up, and then up some more, and more, and oh dear. It's his tall, mysterious neighbor that he is keen on not running into. When he was in the other's apartment, he hadn't really gotten a good look at his eyes. What with the curtains being drawn and everything, and his back was to Izuku early in the cafe. But right now, Izuku's getting a very close-up and personal look. Eyes as violet as his hair, intense, mesmerizing, and white pupils too. Izuku doesn't often see white pupils, and the ones pointed right at him are absolutely captivating. Said pupils point down, right to his lip, and oh, Izuku's heart hijacks his logic when thinking that his neighbor wants to ask for him to return that sugar he borrowed, with a different kind of sugar. I'm hoping that's not as bad as it looks. His neighbor drawls, concerned somewhere in the lightheartedness of the comment. But Izuku's too busy with his legs seeming to feel as if they've liquefied, and his face as if it's gotten too close to a campfire to respond. That is not fair. His neighbor's voice is dreamy, deep, rich, damn delightful to hear. Something with such siren-like qualities has to be quirk-related. But then again, those eyes could also have a play in it as well. The taller man leans a bit closer. Izuku finds his both terrible and exhilarating, narrowing his eyes. Blink twice if you hit your head. Izuku blinks owlishly, but not twice. He goes on to reassure the other, letting him know that it's not as awful as it looks. He thankfully doesn't stutter, even playfully throwing out a, "You should see the other guy," which seems to be a surprise to the other male, because his eyes are whitening at that. Izuku really needs to get out of here, or he might just converse. So he does just that, getting out of there. That is, not conversing, though it's a close call as he squeezes past his neighbor, calling out a quick, "Well, see you around," before quickly unlocking his apartment door and scurrying inside like a mouse narrowly avoiding a hungry cat. He pushes back against his door when he closes it, almost wanting to slide down and fall asleep on the cold floor. He really needs a break from the stress. A tired sigh later, Izuku fixes his posture, leaning off the door and taking his bags of groceries to the kitchen. Most of his energy have been sapped, so he's gonna have to resort to the slow cooker, lest he fall asleep at the stove and burn the building down. Once he's gotten all of his ingredients in the pot, and the others put away, he lets his feet drag him to the bathroom, wincing as he flicks on the switch and is assaulted with the lights, and then wincing again when he gets a look at himself in the mirror. His hair is muscled, his eyes are tired, and the busted lip looks horrendous. Blood crusts down his chin and on the collar of his shirt. He looks like a mess. It's no wonder his neighbor looked concerned. But now Izuku feels embarrassed. First the sugar, now this? He closes his eyes, taking a deep breath. It'll be fine. He just needs a little bit of rest, which is exactly what gives him after the shower, disinfectant, and a painkiller, setting a timer before crashing out on a sofa. Maybe if he tries hard enough, he could pretend he dreamt up the whole embarrassing encounter. Unlikely. Okay, so I know what the full version of that is, and I like that. So the full version of that is, if I remember correctly, Izuku gets, like, clipped. Like, not clipped, but, like, punched, or, like, he gets the clip, like, the edge of the clipboard hit on him because, like, he's quirkless and stuff, and that's what happened. At least I think I remember. Again, I read this story a while back. It's been a while. I think it's been when I moved to this room. Oh my god, it's been a while. Because that was 6 months ago. That was, oh, kids in my room. Hi, hello. Okay, alright, kid's gone. I was just being asked if I wanted to play Loteria with my family. And I was like, yeah, sorry if you're hearing me shouting in the background. But I'm gonna try to wrap this up. But as I said, Izuku gets, that's what I remember vaguely from what I think. Not 100% sure on that part. But yeah, I really like this. It's super cool. I like the constant mention of the sugar. I don't think the original had that, like, maybe a different kind of sugar. Or maybe it did. I don't remember 100%. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been a while. I might re-listen to that one in a bit. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. Obviously, this isn't new to me, but it's new. It's new to a point where it's like, okay, I know what's gonna happen, kind of. I know vaguely some things, and it's, you know, it's familiar, but it's also like a new familiar. It's super cool. I really like this. I like AUs of AUs, like AUs of fanfiction. I think it's really cool. I'm super excited for this. Like, oh my god, it's like, it's new, but it's also something that I know. So it gives me that reassurance that I am gonna like it because I liked the original, therefore I'm gonna like this one. but it's also something new. This is how you do remakes. Disney, take account. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.